The Giant of Sodor by Gabrielle Scott. Tiago and his father Tam were in a siding, minding their own business, when Peter rushed in. "Come on, come into the meadow. There's something everyone is looking at," said Peter. When they got to the meadow, Ellison, Johnny, Emma, Inquata, Edwin, and John were there looking at a giant hole. "It's a hole, right, dudes?" said Johnny. "How could a hole appear overnight?" said Emma. No idea. There's only one thing. This is the work of the Giant of Sodor, said John. Giant? Giants are not real, John, said Edwin. Hey, I hate to interrupt, but from up here, said Taj up in a tree, that hole looks like a footprint of a giant beast. The footprint of a giant beast, said Aquata. There's a giant on Sodor, said Peter. Not just any giant, said John. The Giant of Sodor. He's the greatest giant there ever was. He's so big that he likes engines, steamy or diesel, and he likes them. He likes finding them and taking them away and use them for his toys. Said John. Okay, John. That is enough. Like I said, giants are not real. Oh, said Edwin. They're just fairy tales, agreed Tam. Then Lydia came running. Everyone, help, she cried. I saw some trees in the forest that were falling down. Come see right now, she said. All right, let's go, said Tiago. Well, I know it could be a giant, said John. Tam and Edwin just rolled their eyes. In the forest, there was a whole pile of fallen trees lying on the ground across the tracks. They weren't here yesterday. Yesterday the forest was fine until I saw these branches. Look, there's another footprint, said Peter. Do you know what this means? The giant! Giant? What giant? Asked Lydia. There's the Giant of Sodor that my father told us about, said Johnny. Giant? But giants aren't real, said Lydia. That's the same thing that my dad said Ellison. Then there was a loud slurping sound. What was that? Said Emma. Let's go and see. Come on. When they got there, Ivan, Duck's son, was there. You guys, look at the water tower. Oh no, the water tower fell down. And there isn't any water. Somebody must have drank it. Or maybe it spilled. But who could have drank so much water, said Ivan. A giant? This giant might be big, said Taj. A giant so big he must can drink water in one gulp. Oh no, there's a giant here. Do you know what this means? Said Peter. It means there's a giant, cried Tiago. Everybody panicked and ran and running around. Ah! Tam, Emmy, and John came puffing along. Whoa, hey, John said, calm down. What is it? What's going on? There's a giant on Sodor. There's a giant, said Peter and Tiago. Ugh. Why do you have to scare them? said Emmy to John. All right. Listen, children. There are no giants here. Now, if there was a giant, we would see a giant. So we would go. Come on. To where? Your Mom, said Emmy. To look for the giant. And the place to find it is somewhere up really high where you can see the whole island. That way you'll see a giant. And we're going to Ulstead Castle. Come on. Go without me, said Iquata. I don't think my dad wants me to be late. Same thing with us, said Lydia and Ivan as they walked away. The others just went to Ulstead Castle with Tam, Emmy, and John. The three engines and their kids went to Ulstead Castle. Wow, this is beautiful, said Emma. We're sure to see the giant from up here, said Tiago. Let's see, said Tam. They looked at the view of Sodor. The grass and trees were all so small from where they can see it, but nowhere they can see a giant. You see, said Emmy, no giant. Okay, he said John. I guess I've changed. So there isn't a giant after all. Oh, too bad, said Tam. It was fun though, searching for a giant. And dudes and dudettes, said Johnny. All right, it's getting late. Come on, it's time to go home, said Tam. Come on, good night. The next day, the sun rose blood red over the sea and over the hills. The first people got up and looked out the windows. They saw a great big shadow in front of the sun, and they could feel everything shaking. Women screamed. Strong men fainted. Run for your lives! It's the giant of Sodor! Just then, Peter woke up. He looked out the window. Dad! Mom! What's that? You see, my son, that's a giant, said Gina. He's real? If only. Then, when Tiago looked out the window, he too saw the giant. He went to the phone and called for Ivan. Ivan, I saw it's real. The giant of Sodor. He's here. He must be be trying to find engines and take them away for his toys. How can we stop him? Said Ivan on the phone. I got an idea, said Tiago. Without using the front door, Tiago jumped out of the window instead. He told Ivan his plan. He told him to meet him somewhere right after Ivan finds the giant. Ivan was out on the tracks into the village. There was the giant. He was big and tall and strong. Fee, fi, fo, fum, I smell steam. If they're toys or if they're real, then I'll have some engines to steal to make them my toys, bellowed the giant. Hey, over here, said Ivan. The giant turned and saw Ivan. Oh, come back here, you're mine. Come and get me, said Ivan, as he turned and ran down the tracks, with the giant stomping behind him. As he was just running through the forest, with the giant following him behind, Tiago was on the ledge near the sea, next to a beanstalk. The beanstalk must have climbed down here through this, he thought. Tiago, the giant, he is coming. Quick, help me with this. Ivan and Tiago turned and kicked at the beanstalk as hard as they could, and then they ran back and butted the beanstalk as hard as they could. The giant came. He grabbed, but just as he was about to grab them, he accidentally grabbed the beanstalk. The giant climbed the beanstalk, didn't want to fall, but then crack, crunch, the beanstalk started to fall with the giant on him. Splash! Blub, blub, blub. The giant fell into the sea with one big splash, and he didn't come up again. The giant is dead! The giant is dead! It said Tiago. The giant is dead! Hooray! Wake up, son. You're having a bad dream, said Tam. A dream? But, where's the giant? And Ivan? And the beanstalk, said Tiago. You are having a dream, him, said Lydia. Tam looked around. He was in his bed with only his mother and father. Oh, but I saw a giant. It was the real giant, the giant of Sodor. And Ivan and I got rid of the giant. Ivan chased the giant, and he led him to a beanstalk where I was waiting. We cut down the beanstalk, and the giant fell into the sea, and he was gone. Oh. His mother and father laughed. It might be because we read you that story, Jack and the Beanstalk, said Lydia. Oh, before you went to sleep. Oh, said Tiago. I guess the giants are not real. Well, after all, fairy tales. Or are they real? The end.